Hey everyone, this is Phil from Northern Wild Harvest. We're out in the bush about 100 kilometers northwest of Prince George, British Columbia, harvesting wildfire morels. Went down to about 2 degrees last night. Now we're kind of in a waiting game right now. I checked all different spots in the fire yesterday, and you get little hits here and there, but that -3 or -4 weather we had a few days ago has definitely slowed down the progression of the morel flush here so far. It's still early in the season. You know, often the first week of June is the best week, so we still have time before that kicks in. Basically what I'd like to do today is check this whole hillside. Randy's hurting today. Hurt his Achilles heel yesterday. He might have torn a muscle in his lower calf. Right now, a lot of the harvesters in British Columbia are actually trying to organize a strike because the fresh price is the lowest it's been in over 12 years. And you know, with the inflation, that just doesn't work for a lot of people. And on top of that, there isn't large yields yet. Anyways, mushrooms are drying here. I'll show you them. Now the quality of this first flush isn't as good as the earlier season mushrooms, but they're drying nicer. Now again, we're gonna hard grade all of this. The ones that will go on our shop are the ones that look like that. I've got all my poles set up for the wash station here. I'm gonna do it a little bit smaller because there's only 2 of us. Hot water wash, cold water rinse, dish drainer, hand wash. Okay, so here's the basic structure. It's like a right-angled tripod, and then I put a little anti-rack so it can't go that way. Once there's downward weight on it with the pots and pans, it can't go anywhere, but in the meantime I just pop that in there. Once this goes on, it's the right distance for the baskets to sit into. When you build the second one of these, you do it right next to this one so that they're the exact same shape and size. Attach your ridge pole, and then we'll attach them. It really does make our lives easier out here, having this. Very nice. Just going down the road behind camp. This hillside here I'm planning to pick on the way out, but I really want to scout some ground further in to start. So like the weather looks like it might start to line up nicely finally. We were a little worried there. Okay, so I've parked about midway because I want to check the far hillside that direction and that direction, and I also want to keep an eye on this clear cut and the far plantation. Oh yeah, there's a few nice ones right there. Look at those. Perfect mushrooms to start the day. Beautiful. The quality is just excellent. Ooh, look at this. Fresh babies coming up today. Yes. You know, you get worried when you see a flush start and then you don't see any babies. A little bit of heat today and yesterday, and there's fresh babies popping. That gives us a lot of hope for this fire. See, these are full maturity. I'm gonna leave that one as a spore mushroom. It doesn't have any white mold, so it's okay to leave. So it was just this little zone here, but still that gives me hope. The reason I wanted to check here is because when I looked in the bush, I saw that the liverwort was more mature. Like right here, see? Right in the liverwort. It just often lines up with the early morel growth. Let's just check this side real quick. Oh, that's a big one. It's looking like this might be one of those random clear cuts that is producing. I mean, if you watched yesterday, the previous episode, then you'll see I checked quite a few clear cuts. like probably close to 10. Found very few mushrooms. But then you come into this one and there's quite a few. Perfect for drying. They're a little dry, but they haven't been rained on. Oh man, after checking so many cuts yesterday, this feels good. I worked hard to find this one. Turns out it was right down from our camp. Protected so they could grow. Lots of babies still coming. I'll be picking this again in like 4 or 5 days. And these are good quality. That's the amazing thing. Compared to the other ones I was harvesting, these are like, you know, these are good. Really, really nice. It's not common that clear-cut morels, they're often so exposed to the weather so they get a lot of ash splash and they dry out, but there's a lot of blown down material in this clear-cut. And I think that's helping. Trying to head back into the real burn here. There's a black spot. Have to check that out. Wow, lots of babies starting in here. That's good. Fire cups. All right, I'm gonna switch it up for a bit and get some fireweed. Just gonna bring the lug. When the fireweed is young and tender like this, we can just go along with 2 hands and sort of pinch with your thumb and index finger, and that way you work pretty fast, just taking the top. If you want to see a more in-depth video on fireweed, we have one from last season, 2023 season. So that's how it looks after I've gone through it the first time. Every plant is still alive and growing. All the fresh tops, the shoots from the top of the fireweed. Now I'm gonna have to reverse back down this road and let's try to find a few more morels. Look, all these fire cups have just started in here since I first walked this maybe 5 days ago. And you know, there is morels starting in here. It's slowly coming on, and today's heat should speed everything up quite a bit. All right, we're about to do a big Ivan tea session here. That's quite a bit more than last time. Here's the Ivan tea from a couple days ago. It's just starting to dry back, so I've taken it out of the fermentation bag, and now this will dry over the next 24 hours. It looks really good. I could have made it a little bit darker, but I think that this is sort of the sweet spot for it. If you go for too long, it starts to take on a different smell, and I like it like this myself, so that's what we're gonna do. I gotta keep picking. Want to get a few more mushrooms to go in that dryer. I left some babies in here a couple of days ago. I came over the top to get here before. As I was picking, there was an old time picker in her late 70s, early 80s, picking with a cane. I said hi to her, and I didn't want to crowd her, so I gave her lots of space. But I left lots of babies where I was, and I don't know if she picked everything where she was. We ended up chatting with them later on at our camp. So I should go in and see what I find. Look at that, out of the burnt spruce. You finding any mushrooms in there? Wow. I don't know if I've ever seen that. I've seen them grow out of wood, but not quite like that. And there's a few more. These have all really grown today, so I'm actually doing all right. You know? Most of what I'm finding is just the babies I intentionally left that have regrown. But I have found a few spots where I missed, you know, some medium-sized ones, and now they're beauties. Beautiful. Going back to the truck. I actually did pretty good there. You know, there's a lot of mushrooms like that. Anyways, gonna head down the road further, try to find some clear cuts like the one we picked earlier, and get the water, and maybe try to find some firewood. Well, look at all that fire break, firewood everywhere. Just gonna grab a bunch of this, throw it in the truck. We can buck it up at camp. Okay, I filled 2 full jugs with wash water at the creek. And I'm gonna check one last spot for morels for the day here. It's almost 6 p.m. Gotta go back and buck this firewood and make dinner and stuff. Saw a little patch of south-facing black burn through this green. Not sure if it's been picked yet. First tomentosa of the season, and it's a beauty. That is gorgeous. I'm gonna leave the little one in the wet zone here. Nice big morel. I'm on a roll. That's a greenie. There we go. There's 3 of them here. That is an exuberans. There are 3 different kinds. Now this could be a number of species. It could be a sextillata or an exomia, but that's an exuberans and that's a tomentosa. All the other ones that look kind of like this, they're so similar from a culinary value standpoint. Those are really the 3 categories. And there's 2 more exuberans. I'm gonna leave those. Test, test.
How you making out, eh?
Gonna come back here soon, but guess what I just found? Look, another one. Tomentosa. I shouldn't have picked that, it was too small, but I'm so excited about them.
Bang, bang.
So here's my prediction, everybody. Some of the black areas, the blackened burn, will continue to have some of those early conicas, the black morels, but it's going to start transitioning into grays and greens. And the needle zones, all the orange burn, it's going to continue to do the black morels for an entire flush cycle before it goes into grays and greens. So what might happen is we might have this nice little period of time where the black burn is grays and greens and the needle zones are black morels. Gray and green. Holy. So that's what we got there. Let's check out our mushrooms from a few hours ago that I came back with. Holy cow. Almost ready to flash. Need a little longer, but pretty close. Holy, those dried fast. Today I'm going to go explore a road that I've only looked at once. I've only gone about 3 kilometers down this road, and as far as I know it goes about 17 kilometers. So I want to go down that road, spend the whole day exploring, flying the drone, and trying to find some more ground. And hopefully find some mushrooms in the process. How you doing, eh?
I'm in pain again. Oh, struggling through it. Always something.
Yeah, it's a hard job.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being your age and doing
All
this.
the old injuries keep coming back now.
I know, here you are, you're hobbling. Guy comes by with his cane.
Yeah.
I run into an older lady with a cane. Okay, I'll see you later.
All right, later.
Gonna check out this spot to start. Come down this road a ways. Oh, you wouldn't believe that I forgot my bucket. Gonna have to pick into this today. See, that far hillside looks pretty good actually. Let's take a look here to start. Mixed quality, but some of them are quite nice. It's a good sign. Can I get across this? Whoa! There was 4 other vehicles, commercial harvesters, trying this road today. So it's pretty busy. That's a good sign. If I can find a pond or something up here, that would be good. But I'm not seeing that. See, like this sort of thing, see how there's a dip here and then it's full of moisture or liverwort. Oh, I think I see a tomentosa. Yeah. Tomentosa. Souvenir. Too small to pick, but I'm just gonna take the one to show Randy. If I see any more that size, I'll be leaving them. When they're young like this, look how black the stipe is. Let's try this way. It's like the mushrooms are only just starting on this hillside. It might just still be too cold at night. Not much to keep the heat in during those cold nights. That's why you don't walk on blowdown. I don't really have any other option at this point. I've got to get through that. If you ever needed a reason or proof that it's a good idea to walk out the way you came in instead of trying to take a shortcut by walking over blowdown, this is it right here. This is way harder than the way I came in. Air conditioning, please. It's 25 degrees today. That's good though, we need that heat. All right, spot number 2. A few little ones hiding in the aspen trees here. Most of these are too small though. See on this slope here, the mushrooms are too mature, they're blowing out, sporing out. No good. There are mushrooms here. It's funny, this hill's like way ahead. Here's a couple. Everywhere else was behind, and then this hill is way ahead. Ooh. Yoink. Okay, so the road is blocked here by a bunch of trees. If it is good, I could come and cut these out and pretty much guarantee that nobody else has been through here. Maybe with a quad, but I don't see any tracks. So let's check the spruce over here to start. Well, there's a nice little line. Maybe we should explore here for a bit. Pink. Actually quite a few mushrooms out here. They're just so stunted by the wind and cold and the extra sun drying out a little bit. But hey, it's better than picking nothing. I'm gonna show a bit of promise here. More like it. Now these mushrooms are quite dry, but they haven't been rained on and they've actually dried quite nicely. You know, this is where we get an incredible dry rate. When the weather cooperates like that and hasn't rained on them, the mushrooms are drying as they share their moisture with the ground because the stipe is still attached to the mycelium, right? They actually dry quite nicely like that if you get lucky with the weather. Well, hopefully I can cover fuel costs with this little zone here. Where the mushrooms are going to dry out, as you see they're drying out. In my opinion, it's okay to harvest them a little smaller. With mushroom picking, there isn't always a one size fits all rule for how to do things. You kind of need to be able to adapt to the situation. Oh, I see some greenies. Keep watching and I'll show you these greenies. Conica. And 2 beautiful Morella exuberans. Nice. Morels, eh? beauties too. Check out that cluster. Oh, that's a beauty. See all the pins? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All these little ones here, there's about 20. And then here's where I'm at. All different colored mushrooms in there. So they are elatas though. As far as we know, they're all round. It's funny, everybody in the industry calls these conicas because they're sort of in the conica complex of morels, but so often they are not conical in shape. It's just a nice handful. And look at all the babies. See them all? The weather stays warm like this, I might come in with the pack board into this spot so I can go deeper in like 2 or 3 days. If nobody's picked this, I can chainsaw out the rest of that road and come in here. Now it might not be crazy because like the way this fire's been going is you start to feel lucky and then it stops. But this is the most babies I've seen yet. It would be nice to get the pack on to be able to go deeper in, get a full day, really explore. So I'm gonna go to the truck, get some water, cool off, and fly the drone. Because I want to know how far this burn goes. You have to cut all these trees out. You can see somebody came in here and they started to do it. This one here looks like it might have been a roller and snapped off as they cut it. Sketchy.
After almost a week of hard scouting, I finally found an area of burn that has some real promise. I've got that tingly feeling of morel fever this time because it checks so many boxes in terms of what we're looking for. The rolling hills and water drainages look good, and it has a nice mix of spruce, pine, and trembling aspen. But most of all, there's a good amount of ground that has older trees, which means there's a chance I might be able to get deeper off the road with my packboard. I still have work to do back at camp, and it's getting late in the day, so I decide that I will come back here next time the weather allows me to.
Having a late lunch here. Yum. I've had lunch. All of a sudden it's almost pushing 30 degrees. I've got somewhere else I want to go look. So this time I've got my buckets. Next spot. Moose? I mean, this spot right here, look at this. Little pond. Nice burn with aspen, spruce, pine along the edge. sunny side of the pond here, and not a single mushroom. So I probably could go up and down here with the truck, but we got that low hanging trailer hitch we haven't taken off yet. So I'm just not gonna risk it. I just wanna walk in right here. Mushroom picking sure gets you in good shape. Oh, what are those? So something I haven't mentioned, and now I don't have any judgment for anybody else, but I decided that this season I was going to try to do the entire season completely sober. And in the mushrooming world, it can often be associated with partying. You know, we live in Canada, but I'm completely sober in every way apart from coffee and morel fever. Just fresh air and morel picking. Okay, time to head back to camp. Didn't get much there. At least I tried. Almost ready to flash, 2 hours. Wow. Okay, so I'm just weighing up this first batch of the Ivan tea, the fermented fireweed tea. And it looks pretty good. I could have made it a little more black, but I like it like this. 0.59 of a pound. That much. Quite a bit of work to get that. But there you go. So I think we might have double that in the dryer right now, and I'd like to get some more soon. Alright, so I'm going to weigh up the dried from the last 3 little picks that we did on this fire from the last few days. 8.76 pounds of dried over the last few days. Not a whole lot, but hey, we'll take it. Better than nothing. Means we're getting pretty good dry rates, because we certainly didn't pick 80 pounds. Oh man, I was just stabbed by a stick and tripped by a root. That's gonna bruise. These are fresh, white stem beauties. These have grown fast. My body's starting to involuntarily shake, get shaky. I've eaten lots of protein, had sugar, carbs, you know. I think I just burned too many calories that my body's in a little bit of shock from it. So I'm gonna call it quits for the night. Check out this morel here. It's an ugly morel. Not going on the shop, don't worry. We don't put that sort of thing on the shop. But have a look at this. It is a true morel. Either a sextulata or an eximia, likely. And it's one mushroom, but it has 2 stipes. Look, there's one stipe right there. And here's another stipe. But it's one mushroom. That's pretty fascinating. I don't know if I've ever seen that. It's just a real mutant of a morel. I've seen multiple stipes together with multiple caps, but never one cap with 2 stipes quite in that way. And it's all one piece. It's not ready to flash yet, but I just wanted to show you that. I might put that one aside and take a closer look once it's dried. It's pretty hefty mushroom. Got a lot of bruises today, but I got a basket of mushrooms. It's better than no mushrooms. Look at this. My shirt has ripped. And all along here I've got black fly bites, and my whole body's covered in black fly bites. And they take little chunks out of you. They're worse than mosquitoes in my opinion. Got some nice bruises, but you know what? I'm going out again tomorrow first thing. What else am I supposed to do?
We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, give the video a like and subscribe for more content. Drop a comment below letting us know what you liked and what you'd like to see more of. You can also find our online shop in the description or on the homepage of our YouTube if you want to support us further. This is all part of a continuous series. You can find the previous episodes as well as our other mushroom seasons in the playlist tab on our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.